All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Round 3 is in the books at PGA National. It really does feel good to record around 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. If we could do more of these, I would be definitely in the mix for some of these. Obviously, the tee times got moved up because of the weather, and shout out the PGA Tour for getting something right in that regards. I feel like they always mess that type of thing up. They either just they just blatantly don't do it sometimes. When there's weather in the forecast, they're like, all right, well, we'll just go out normally and then play in some shitty conditions. They do it half the time, but I feel like it's quite obvious in some regards, and they miss it. So they got it right today. I guess everyone played in some of the most benign conditions today, and we saw some nice rounds. We'll talk about the weather tomorrow, but also I know it was an even par cut. Yesterday we had the show, and I know I did the show about an hour before the tee times were finished in round 2, and the cut did not move to +1. Like it was like a 72% at +1. So I said that while I was doing the show. Obviously, I wasn't doing it after the round was live, and I saw some comments like the cut was even par. Like I know I wasn't. I was doing it while the cut was still in play and looking good. So I told you guys that could have changed, and it did change. Could have helped you, could have hurt you. I lost a few guys at +1, but I still am in the mix a little bit in the week long. Really nice showdown day today, which we will get into right now and recap what we saw in round 2. This is the second straight day I think I've tried to share my screen without sharing the screen. Here we go. Round 2 in the book. Shane Lowry, Pat Gazzara, Ricky Castillo, Bo Hostler, Keith Mitchell, all with rounds of 64 or better. And give a quick shout out to you guys, to myself, and to the lineups today. We had a few Lowry, Hostler, Stanger lineups that definitely gave us a nice little run in some of the contests today. So that was all on the slate plan, which you guys can get always on the site, and you guys already know how to access that. But it was more of the same today. It was more pure approach, pure putting. It's kind of been like 3 straight days now where it's been simply approach and putting. Castillo was a little different. Castillo was a little bit more accuracy in putting, driving accuracy. Didn't really hit anything close, but the rest of the guys were just kind of minting iron shots, giving themselves a ton of really, really close birdie looks. And it was just more strokes gain approach, strokes gain putting. So we will talk about some of the stats we're looking for tomorrow. Maybe a little different, a little different strategy for tomorrow, but we will get to that. In terms of the wave split today, there was none, and I kind of said that there was going to be really none. Might have been a slight advantage to the guys going off of 10 as soon as the morning went off, but nothing really to write home about. See, like 2.37, that's literally nothing, and the guys were going off in a 2-hour window anyway, so I don't even know how they calculate this. I guess it's just like split in half of guys going out in that hour window. Or 2-hour window. So this is really, really meaningless stuff for tomorrow. Looking at the weather, we have I don't know what they're going to do with the tee times tomorrow, because look at this. 8 o'clock, we'll have potential thunder, and 4 o'clock, we have potential thunder. Monday finish? No. I don't think that's going to happen. But I don't know what they're going to do with the tee times tomorrow, truthfully. I feel like there could be a world where they try to just get these guys out in maybe a 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. groups of 3 split tees, just to get them on the course off the course as quick as possible. Sorry. But with that being said, I think everyone is going to go out at a very similar time. And even if they didn't, look at this weather. It's should be blowing 7 to 6 mile an hour all day, with similar gusts all day. At least that's what the predictions say so far. So I don't really think there's going to be any weather advantage at all for tomorrow. I do think with this forecast, there could be a different statistical advantage we want to look for tomorrow, which we will get to when we look at what we're looking for. So I do think once we're going to go into stat by stat, but I think for tomorrow, what we want to look for is, I know it's been approach and putting prevailing the last few days, but I really think with this weather, blowing a little bit more potentially, a little rain, make it a little wetter, a little fluffier if you're missing fairways. We're seeing guys not miss fairways and be able to hit very fine iron shots. If it gets a tad wet, I think that might make it a little bit less predictive from the rough. So I do think driving accuracy is going to be a big stat for tomorrow that could lead to success. Very similar to what Ricky Castillo did today. So I really do think, I mean, everyone's going to be looking at approach tomorrow. Everyone's going to be looking at approach tonight to build the lineups. If we're looking at driving accuracy, guys, I mean, hitting fairways can never hurt. So if we're looking at simply driving accuracy, that can lead us into guys who are giving themselves clean looks to either hit greens or just not miss by a big time. And if it gets a little dicey, around the green will be more important. But at the end of the day, I'm just going with, because around the green is easy kind of no matter where you are at this golf course, especially with the overseed. So our driving accuracy is kind of what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow, just to get us off of that approach baseline, off of that same stat that every single person is going to be looking at. So driving accuracy to set up clean looks is going to be this key stat I'm looking at for tomorrow. Looking at contest selection, I do think this is the best contest tomorrow. I think this is the most fun contest. You get a high little payout. You don't have to max enter this, but if you do, you're going to get a real edge to the field. Only 309 entries, $55 9 entry, pays $3K up top. Maybe not the greatest payout structure from first to 10th, but you're getting a really big advantage on the field if you're max entering this lineup, in my opinion. So that's kind of where I've been playing, and I've been liking this $55 contest on Sunday. So before we get into the players, let's look at some of the week-long sweats we got. And I know we talked about this tomorrow, but if you use this slate plan, you could potentially have gotten yourself a Shane Lowry or use the core. All three of these guys made the cut. Did Alex Molly make the cut? I don't want to. Yeah, he did. Okay, he did not playing well. But if you use this core week long, you have these three making the cut, and then you needed some 6K guys. You went with Taylor Moore, and you got an Austin Smotherman. You let the optimizer optimize it out. You could have been on a really solid point. You could be at a really solid point right now getting into your Sunday sweat. And then also, as always, we have the outright sweat tomorrow. It's always good to have someone in the mix come Sunday. You're never going to have all the guys in the mix. Nice 8.3x card started at 40-1. These were all bet with, these 40-1s were bet with top three each ways at Bet365. That's why I got this nice number. But Joel's there. Taylor Moore's there. It's going to be a little bit dicey tomorrow. And Joel shot 3 straight 68s. Taylor Moore shot 3 straight 67s. I kind of love that consistency going forward. So before we get into the plays or some of the stats we're looking for, head to the site. Use the code that's in the bio. You're going to get these projections. These were updated last night at 7:30 p.m. They'll probably be updated by 5 p.m. today. Use the projections. It will be integrated with SaberSim. You don't have to do anything. Use the Stone. The Stone gave you free answers today. Keith Mitchell, highlighted as a pivot. Where is he? Ricky Castillo, highlighted as a high leverage play. Literally don't even have to look at anything but the colors. And bang, you got on 2 of the best plays today. Use that Stone and also use that slate plan. You can just, it's to build your player pool. So head over to the site, use code BOOTS. It's copy and paste it in the description. And right now, I could say right now, you can get a free week. If you sign up today, you're going to get all of Boots Bay Hill for free. But I can tell you right now, the free week is not lasting for much longer. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to end, but it's not lasting for much longer. Once you start, you're not going to stop because we're doing great things over here at Ship It Nation. So use that code. Help me help you. And if you like all sports, get the all access with the optimizer. If you just like the golf, why not get the PGA plus the optimizer, build all your lineups, get everything that you need, get the boots at Bay Hill for free next week. So let's look at some stats. Let's look at some glaring weaknesses, as we like to call it. And also let's look at, let me update this. Oh no, it is updated. It is updated. Nico Etch is T3. Smotherman's tied for the lead. Okay. Yeah. Also, I want to talk about some strategy because round 4 is obviously different than the rest of the other round showdowns. Obviously, there's placement points in round 4 showdown. And I think at Pebble, we did a really good job. And even other weeks, did a really good job at finding people who are around like T30 to backdoor a top 10. I do think tomorrow is going to be a little bit more like, remember I made this example. It was, who was it? Oh yeah, it was last week. Colin Morikawa and Jacob Bridgman at Riviera. Even though Jacob Bridgman won the event and got those placement points for finishing first, Colin Morikawa backdoored a top 5, a top 7, whatever it was, making so many more birdies. And just because Jacob Bridgman won at 50%, Colin Morikawa totally outscored him, outplayed him, even though he was more expensive, making so many more birdies and backdooring that top 10, while Jacob Bridgman was 50% owned. So this week, I think is going to be a little different. I don't think there's going to be as many birdies as we saw on Sunday at Riviera because of the conditions. So therefore, I do think some of those placement points of guys that are already near the top 10 are going to be more valuable. I think the top 10, the leaderboard, the way we see the leaderboard now, is going to stay a little bit more true, even more true than we saw today. Today was kind of open season. Guys were fluctuating up the leaderboard. I think tomorrow will stay a little bit more true. So I don't want to dumpster dive too far low and have that backdoor probability because I don't think it's going to be as viable as it was in some recent options. So there's definitely going to be, I mean, the one guy I'm on that I'm going to give you guys soon is coming from far back. But when you're going to see my slate plan, it's probably going to be with more guys towards the top. I know they're going to be owned, but if we can pair those owned guys with maybe the one guy I'm on from down low to make those few birdies, that's kind of what we're going to do. So let's bring the screen back up, find some glaring weaknesses for tomorrow, who can potentially be in the slate plan. All right, let's see what we got. Let's go to round. I don't want to just do round 3 stats. I want to do full tournament stats. So live stats, full tournament stats. All right. Who's doing what? Who can improve? The top of the leaderboard is very, and this is PGA National. Like, just be good across the board. We don't see much, just like one glaring weakness. Who's this though? This is Marty Dow. Losing strokes off the tee. I didn't love what I saw from him off the tee at Boots, so I don't think that's just going to change. So yeah, I guess we're just going to have to like no real glaring weaknesses at the top of the leaderboard. But there's what if we could find a regard where someone could pop, it could kind of be like I don't want to go back to Bo Hoster. We were on Bo Hoster today, and if you remember the Boots report I said, I'll pull it up. The Boots report on Bo Hoster was pretty funny. So let's see. Boots Bullets. This is what we said about Bo Hostler early in the week. Special talent when there is legit no pressure or anything on the line. That kind of makes sense with what it was today. He was coming from way far back. I think he was 1 under going into the weekend, had no pressure, kind of free balled it. And now he is, I guess, in the mix. He's only 5 back and win the golf tournament. I don't want Bo Hostler with any of that pressure. So people are going to click him. I'm off of him today. Where else can we find the potential like way to pop? Who is this losing a half a stroke per round off the tee? AJ Ewert. I don't know if I want to go to him. Who's this? Taylor Moore. I don't know if I want to go to him. I know we have him. So I don't really love anybody up here in terms of like pop round capability. Let's see this. Matty Schmidt. This is a golfer that I potentially like. He's sitting at T12. That's a perfect spot, like T15 or better to backdoor a potential top 5. He is hitting his driver. So this is going to be ×3 because they played 3 rounds. About 1.5 strokes off the tee, about 3.4 strokes on approach, even around the green, and he's gaining 0.4 strokes on the putting greens. If Matty Schmidt has one good putting day, he could be in for a really nice week. So I do like that. Also, Aaron Rai. Very comfortable, solid ball striking, solid off the tee, solid on approach, not doing anything on the greens or around the greens. And he fits into the driving accuracy mold that we're kind of looking for tomorrow. So Aaron Rai sitting at T12, close enough to get those placement points. I really, really do like Aaron Rai and Matty Schmid. Who else? Who's this right here? Sudarshan. Sudarshan, I think, is in a perfect scenario. And I brought up my write-up for him the other day, but I think it should be perfect. Look what I said from him on Wednesday or Tuesday. Really nice swing, hits on my shots. He's a guy I really see struggling to perform under the gun. I would prefer he barely makes the cut and slowly works his way up the leaderboard. Looking at the position that he's in right now, he's T23. He's not gonna be in a featured group. I mean, no, he's with Pavone, Fisk, Lee Hodges. Hopefully, yeah, he's not gonna be in a featured group tomorrow. He's not going to have cameras on him. I don't want cameras on Sudarshan Yilimaraju. That means he's going to feel the pressure. He's not going to feel it tomorrow. Hopefully, he can post another -3 to -4 round today at lower ownership and cash you. So let's bring up the accuracy player types. Also, I'm going to be looking at when you're on Data Golf. That's a great day to sort by accuracy. Joel Damon, Takumi, Aaron Rai. Aaron Rai is going to be in the slate plan. I'll tell you that right now. So Look for the accuracy. I think it's going to prevail tomorrow, and I think it's going to pair it up with approach, obviously. But find guys T15 to T20. I don't want to chase massive guys at like T50 because I don't think the birdies are going to be there, except for one guy. There's one guy that I'm playing who's not quite in that T20 range that I think can make enough birdies to potentially backdoor top 15 finish. That's Daniel Berger. He had a nice little finish today, finished with 3 straight birdies. But look, his stat line is not that bad. He's 7th in the field on approach. Driving accuracy is not where I want it, but he knows his way around PGA National so well. And he just needs one good solid driving round. And he's going to tap into that iron play, and he's going to tap into some great results. He's at T32. He knows a good round can get him a top 20, a top 15 tomorrow, and he's going to go at every flag. And I don't think Daniel Berger is going to be super clicked in round 4 or less. He's going to be less owned than I believe he was in week long. Oh, maybe not because there's less guys, I guess. But in relation to the amount of guys in the field, I don't think Daniel Berger will be too owned. So he's the one golfer that I am on for tomorrow. So you guys know the deal. Get to the site, use code BOOTS. If you get it, we have Boots coming next week at Bay Hill. I'll probably be at Bay Hill Monday and Tuesday. Short field, so I don't have to be there too much. Only 72 guys, I believe. So I'm going to be there Monday all day, then half the day Tuesday. So if you want the free week of Boots, use code BOOTS to get 10% off after that. And as always, song of the day. Song of the day, we have Into Hell by I Prevail. Playlist is updated. If you want the playlist link, shoot me a DM. I know some people are enjoying it. And as always, let's ship it. I'll catch you guys Monday or Tuesday or tomorrow with the Bay Hill First Look show. And yeah, peace out.